get the show started!
Rashad Evans has shared his first reaction following the announcement of his boxing match against Rampage Jackson. The two rivals will throw hands in Albuquerque, New Mexico this year, 15 years after their iconic first encounter. Speaking to MMA Today, Rashad talked about the fight.
You know, it's going to be an exhibition. It's going to be, I believe, 6 to 8 rounds. I'm not sure exactly which one it'll be, but I don't expect him to go light at all. Like this is going to be a fight for real. Like for him, like I've been watching him. You know, I've been watching him and looking at the kind of shape that he's in these days. You know, his body has slimmed down a little bit. His body's slimmed down a little bit, and his head is looking a little bit bigger now. You know what I'm saying? but I know he's in shape though. You know, and he's focused and he's determined. And you know, he wants to he wants to put it on me. I know he does, and I know he wants to get his revenge back. So for me, that's motivating for me. That for me is like, all right, I even though we're in a position where we're not like, hating each other, we still have that healthy competitive spirit.
Rashad also mentioned that both he and Rampage are not going in there to spar, saying that you never know what opportunities lay around the corner. Rampage wants revenge. He's going to have to stay sharp. This is going to be a battle.
Here's the thing: is I don't want to go there and do like a sparring match, because I look at this like, even though I'm not saying I'm gonna have a boxing career, you never know what opportunities are gonna come, and you never know what one thing can lead to the next. So I don't want to go out there looking bad at all. I don't want to go out there looking bad. I don't want to go out there look like I'm pulling punches. I don't want to go out there and not give the fans something that they want to see, something fun that they want to see.
Michael Bisping and Paul Felder have convened to discuss the fight game, including Donald Cerrone's return to the UFC. Cerrone announced that he has re-entered the drug testing pool and plans to come back from retirement for 2 more UFC fights, aiming to reach a milestone of 50 fights under the UFC banner. Speaking on BYM podcast, Felder, who is a former teammate of Donald's, questioned whether it's a good idea for Donald to come back at the age of 42. Bisping said that if it does happen, he'd like to see Cowboy rematch his former foe, the boogeyman, Tony Ferguson. Who do you guys think would win the rematch? Leave your thoughts below.
Donald Cerrone has officially entered the testing pool and says that he will be targeting a mid-2025 return. He's at 48 fights, I believe, in total. He wants to get to 50. He wants to have 2 more fights. And the reason there's an interesting discussion here is because obviously he was quite vocal and quite open about leaving mixed martial arts, coming out of the testing pool, getting on testosterone replacement therapy and, a bunch of other good stuff. And he was like,
he was advertising it.
He's like, I feel great. I look gigantic. I'm going to be a movie star. And now he's coming back to the UFC.
And I would tell him this too. At what cost, man, to get to 50? For what? You've got 48 fights. I don't know if it's worth it for your health to come back. Who are you going to fight? Do you want wins? Because you're not getting them, against any of the top guys right now after that long of a time off.
The one matchup that I think most people would sign off on is, if he's even still not retired, it would be a rematch with Tony Ferguson.
Kevin Lee is also targeting a rematch with Tony Ferguson within the GFL. Many people are skeptical of the GFL, comparing it to startup promotions of the past that are no longer around today. Perhaps, however, the GFL has what it takes to make it in this cutthroat game. They are currently recruiting many fan favorites, including Kevin Lee, who is looking lean and eager for his first fight inside of the GFL cage.
April 4th is the first event. I've heard a couple names tossed around. The one that interests me the most is Tony Ferguson.
Ooh.
I think Tony,
is he with them?
He's had his ups and downs in his career, but we've had a great fight for the UFC championship, and I think that's something that a lot of people can get behind, and that's a fight that I really, really want. So April 4th is the first event. We're about 4 months out. I'm already, let me show you how I'm working with.
Yeah. Oh yes. It's a nice little show.
4 months out, you know, I'm working every day. I'm working hard, and we're gonna put on a good fight.
So is Ferguson with GFL, or are you trying to, like, is there talks of them signing him to fight you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in talks with him.
Interesting. By the way, I'll never forget that fight week.
Colby Covington loves the idea of taking on the quote-unquote weight bully Michael Chandler next. Speaking in an interview with Submission Radio, Covington accused Chandler of being on steroids and said that a fight with iron would be easy. In Colby's words, he loves to get beat up. He loves to get his face smacked. If that's the fight the UFC wants, then I love that fight. I hope it comes to fruition, but I don't know if it will. I think he's all talk. I don't think he's any walk. I see myself overpowering him. He's definitely done some steroids to bulk up, so 170 looks like a weight class he could fit into. He's like an Islam Makhachev. These guys are weight bullies. There's no reason he shouldn't come up to 170. How do I see the fight going? It's a very easy fight. I see me breaking his will. If it's 5 rounds, for sure he's not hanging out. I just see him quitting. Him breaking like in the Dustin Poirier fight. Alex Pereira has shared footage from his recent sparring session with middleweight contender Caio Borralho on social media. Watch this. Speaking in a recent interview with Demetrius Johnson, Islam Makhachev shared the story of the water bottle incident he had with Nate Diaz. The lightweight champ admitted that he thought things between the two of them were cool until tensions flared and things nearly turned into a brawl after Diaz's team got upset by the masked figure rolling with Islam, who they thought might be Khabib. You can listen to Islam tell the full story on DJ's YouTube channel, links below.
Next day they put me inside, like close to the cage. I sit with Dana, and Dana come to me and say, "You are troublemaker," you know. I say, "Hey Dana, it's not my fault." We sit in the before the fight day. I have press conference. The fighters have official weigh-in. We sit and Diaz start to show them, like, you know,
your middle finger.
For what? You know, maybe for someone it's good, no problem, but it's not our style. Because one of the guy, he wear the mask, you know. Maybe he's sick a little bit, he wear the mask, and maybe Diaz thinking, oh, it's Khabib, and show him, you know.
So somebody from your team had a mask on for sick.
But that day Khabib not in Vegas. He's some sick, like maybe 5-6 months ago. I meet Diaz in the elevator in Wynn Hotel.
The Wynn Hotel,
Vegas. He go to cross to me and say, respect, respect, respect. He just walk. But what changed now, when the lot of cameras come, they always people change, you know.
Time for today's top memes. Third place was posted by Barcelona 2 for Girona. Second place was posted by Floppy Wiener. The top pick was posted by Chat Bear Animations. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay in the talk.